Right, soldered in the blue and pink wires, soldered them to the ends of a couple of wires that I wasn't using so I could get the crimp onto them, because I haven't got any actual crimps to put into these ISO type connectors. Bundled up the spare wires. That's the quad lock all wired up, and there's the quad lock that it's going to go into. I'll need 2 hands for that, so I'll put that in while I pause the video. Okay, all plugged in. We've got the quad lock, which goes directly to the proprietary 20-pin plug, and we've got the extra ISO socket with the extra wires, the orange, pink and red, and the blue there going to the aerial, which is power for the little amplifier, and the FACRA plug going to the FACRA socket and back to into the back of the box. We've got a couple of USBs, one of which has got a DAB USB thing stuck in it. There's a Wi-Fi antenna, GPS antenna, and I've got a camera plugged in. It's actually a back camera, but I've plugged it into the front camera because I haven't wired up the pink wire, which is the reversing sense wire. So I haven't done that yet. I'm just going to slide it into the dashboard and give it a quick test. Okay, ready to power it up. We've got a Wi-Fi antenna and a GPS antenna sitting just on the dashboard there, and there's a not GPS, a DAB radio antenna sitting up there, not fitted either. So we'll turn on the ignition and see what happens. And there we go. That's pretty good. So all started. We need to turn down the exposure a bit, don't we? If we can do that. There we go. That's a bit better, so we can actually see what's going on. It's just starting up, and there should be a clock arriving any moment now. It takes a little while for it to... That's funny, it's downloading things. I wonder what it's doing that for. Anyway, this is I've already test set it up once before, so I've changed the dashboard display, and it's lost its widget for my clocks, which I've got on these blank screens, which is strange. So what I think I'll do is I will restart it. System will reboot. Okay, we'll see what happens when we reboot it. I like a minimal first off dashboard, so I've just got the Bluetooth phone, FM radio, camera and DAB radio on the front end, with the little button in the middle to go to all your apps. Anyway, this is the ATOTO 10.1 inch unit starting up. It's pretty damn good, because it only goes through this routine if it's been powered off for a long time, or if you restart it. Apart from that, it seems to do a proper standby where it saves it all to ROM and then restarts within 2 seconds. This is obviously taking longer because it's a full restart. It still seems to have found the Wi-Fi network. There we go, it's got the clock back this time, and it should be logging into the Wi-Fi. It says recording failed. I think that's because it's trying to start a DVR from the dash cam that isn't there, but I don't know where to set that. Probably in settings for the DVR. So it's found its Wi-Fi network, and we can see it's all looking absolutely gorgeous and wired in very easily. I've got a clock on that screen and a bigger clock on that screen, and then FM radio and things like that on that screen. And if we go to DAB radio, see how that's working. Doesn't seem to like it. Well, I must have knocked something when I was putting it in. I'll have to re-plug that in. Try the other DAB radio button. See if that one works. No, that doesn't look like it's working either, so I've definitely unplugged something in the back. I'll have a look at that now. Okay, plugged it in again, unplugged the USB, plugged it in again, see if it works. You see how it comes up really quickly. So DAB and amusement park 3 years in a row. Really nice, and a real volume knob. I don't know whether you can see it down there. That's too dark, isn't it? And a little light for a moment. Oh no, there it is. You got a real volume control on this one, and that's great because it's just really nice to just reach across and just turn a knob to get things to go up and down. Brilliant. There's also USB. Let's have a look under here. USB, reset button, microphone. There's a micro SD card. And I don't know what the other one is. Oh, an auxiliary port. Great stuff. So back to the home page. Double tap to go to that one. All the usual things, but this is just brilliant because I had a couple of ones from other manufacturers, and one, they're much flimsier metal that the box is made of, which might not sound like much, but it really does make a difference. You're fitting it in and it isn't bending, and it doesn't try and cut you if you rub your hand along it in the wrong way. I got a few cuts actually just putting the boxes in and out with the other ones. This is nice metal box for the... Right, a bit more about the ATOTO 10.1 inch machine. It's just really lovely. It's got a great screen, does Bluetooth, telephone, FM radio, all the usual stuff. You've got multiple screens and the fixed bit at the bottom, just like you know, any old Android really. Hit that one, you get all your options, all your different bits, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I can't really say anything too highly about it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. If we got a, that's the clock, we don't want that. DAB. Apparently I can't actually play much of it, but it sounds great, and having a real volume control is marvellous. Click for mute. Back to the home screen. It's all nice and snappy, as they say. I did see one review of a different machine, and I did actually buy that machine. Unfortunately, I had to go back because it wouldn't play the radio and do navigation, HEREWeGo, at the same time. It wouldn't do DAB and reversing camera at the same time. It wouldn't do anything at the same time. I don't know why, but it just wouldn't do anything at the same time. And that one and another one, who shall also remain nameless, they would do HEREWeGo quite nicely, except when you wanted voice guided directions, it'd just break up, and it was just absolutely rubbish. I'll just pause this moment and I'll show you. Okay, now I'm going to show you a little bit of the HEREWeGo, which we can... I just launched it a moment ago, so we'll show it there. It's just a lovely thing to use for navigation. It all works absolutely beautifully. You can click on a place and then you can choose to have directions there, guidance, share it as a point, make it a point of interest. It's just absolutely lovely.